In the study of nonverbal communication, which denotes the non-spoken elements of language, there is a subcategory called proxemics. Proxemics has to do with the study of our use of space and how differences in that use can make us feel more relaxed or anxious. The term was first applied by Edward Hall, and he made a diagram to explain how we use personal distance in different situations. For example, the distance maintained between an audience and a speaker ranges from 12 to 25 feet, and is what Hall calls public space. Social space, which goes from 4 to 10 feet, is used for communication among business associates, as well as to separate strangers using public areas such as beaches and bus stops. Personal space is used among friends and family members, and to separate people waiting in lines. It goes from 2 to 4 feet. Finally, the intimate space is the one we reserve for whispering and embracing, because it only ranges out to 1 feet and involves a high probability of touching. This is not a strict model, but it is very useful in studying tacit interactions between people. Believe it or not, the appropriate use of space has a huge influence in our communication with others. For instance, if we are conversing in a group of people and someone starts walking away, the rest of us immediately understand that he or she is exiting the conversation and continue on without him. We can find another example of the importance of proxemics for our daily interactions in the organization of a line. This is a very interesting situation because unintentionally, the people in line consistently stand about 45 centimeters away from each other. Now, if another person approaches someone in the line for conversation, they stand next to the line at a right angle to the person they want to talk to. They never disrupt the line. That would be awkward. For a person who is just learning a new language or has just moved to a foreign country, it is perfectly normal to not know the unspoken rules of proximity. Unfortunately, this may bring a few communication issues for the learner. If, for instance, he or she was speaking to a colleague whose normal talking distance was smaller than their own, they would keep moving backwards and the other person would keep on getting closer every time. This would definitely create an uncomfortable situation for both parts, and it would make the conversation difficult. The knowledge of the use of space in social interactions is delicate, but it is not something that people speak of openly, or even are conscious of most of the time. This is why it might be difficult for a foreigner to adjust at first. Having proper distancing between ourselves and the people who surround us in our daily lives becomes very important in order to have more successful social interactions. Space dictates how intimate we are with people and how confident we are ourselves. When meeting someone, we do not want to be too far away as to seem standoffish, or too close as to make it awkward. Using space properly might in the end make it easier to make friends, as well as good conversation, of course. In the first part of the course, we focused on spoken language and pronunciation of English. We didn't really look into the elements of nonverbal language. However, now that we have seen them, we can understand how they complement speech. We all use our bodies when communicating, not just our voice. This is the way of expressing fully our sensations. Particularly when using proxemics, we can express how comfortable or how close we are with another person. Also, how we use space around us lets other people know how confident we are or how amiable, for example. As we can see, all this complements what we have learned about communicating in English and can be useful in our interactions with people of a different culture than ours in general.